Okay, so there have been some requests to teach Magic Loop so that you can have another option in case you can't get your hands on a circular of an appropriate size. So, the cast on for Magic Loop is very similar to the cast on for circular or double points. And what you do is the same. So you've got your tail on the thumb side, and you've got your working yarn on the index side, and you've made your slip knot, and you've put that over the needle. So what you do then is the same. This is the German twisted is what I'm showing. You just do the same kind of cast on as whatever you would do for circular or double points, depending on the project you're working with. I'm doing German twisted here because it's like my favorite. I always take an opportunity to practice and get really good at it. So I'm just going to do 10 here, 2, 6, 8, 9. So I've done 10. But on this first group here, I'm going to want to do 11. Let's say that I need 20 stitches to complete my round. I want to do 21 so that I can join in the round, and I need an extra stitch to do that when we're done. So let me just add 1 then, so that gives me 11, and what I'm going to do with these 11 is I'm going to slide them down my needle. Now typically with Magic Loop you want something bigger than 26 inches, depending on what you're using it for. If you're doing a single sock, 26 inches is good enough. Most people tend to go for 30 or 36. 32, bigger than 30, sorry. So anyway, so now that I've done that, I'm going to take that to this needle so that it stays put. Set this other one up next to it, and continue my cast on the now empty needle. And I'm going to pull it tight where the two meet so that my braid is uninterrupted by this change. Okay, now the reason you put these on the other needle is because you don't want to tighten this stitch too much or it won't go over the needle when you need it to. So you want to make sure that when you're tightening it, they're both groups are on the needles. So you're going to tighten this one here, and then you're going to keep casting on to just that lesser needle until you've got 10 on that one, or whatever half of the amount you need is. It's getting in my way. Make that the taller one. There we go. That's easier. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6. Seven, 8, 9. No, that was loose. So you see how my braid here isn't really a braid? That means I cast that part on wrong. I've got this weird little loop. It's not quite matching up. One of these two stitches is incorrect. So I'm going to go ahead and slide all of those off and redo that set. because I don't know which one it is. I don't care. I just want it correct. Could just be the fact that I'm working with cotton. It's one of the reasons I don't particularly enjoy working with cotton, but it's probably user error, to use a tech term. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, and one more makes 10. Okay. So, as you can see, we have on our first needle 10 stitches. On our second needle, 11 stitches. Now what we're going to do to join in the round here, now that we've got our half and half, is we're going to make sure that the braid is continuous on one side, so you can see that it's not twisted, right? Slide this lesser group onto the cord, pick up this top stitch, this very first stitch, and put it on to your first needle, which would usually be your right hand needle. So take it off the left, move it to the right. So see how it's grouped now with the 10 stitches on from the first needle. Now move this group from the second needle, from your left hand needle, to the cord. Move all the right hand stitches back onto the needle. Use your now free second needle, your left hand needle, which is now of course in my right hand because of the way I'm using it. Again, double check that your braid is continuous, that it is not twisted. Twisted would be where I've got it. Well, I guess I'd have to show you twisted. Twisted you'd be able to tell because the braid would not be continuous here. You wouldn't be able to see braid in this corner. It would be spun around on itself. And the same thing over here. It wouldn't match up. You'd see it when you saw it. I believe I showed it in a different video. So anyway, to finish joining in the round, you're gonna. This is that first needle that you moved over. The first stitch that you moved over. You're gonna take this second stitch, or actually it's the last stitch you cast on. Sorry for the camera. And you're gonna take it off the needle over that stitch that you moved over. You're going to pull on your working yarn to tighten that stitch, and you have now joined in the round. And the lighting in here is terrible. Okay. So you've now joined in the round. So you've got a good hole there. And you can just pull on your working yarn whenever you need to tighten that stitch there so that everything stays nice and snug. There you go. That's joining in the round for Magic Loop and casting on for Magic Loop.